So as you all know, ever since the sequel trilogy came to a close, a lot of Star Wars fans have been very much skeptical about the future of the franchise, especially the projects being created by both Kathleen Kennedy and John Watts and Leslie Headland with the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew. And the positive side of things is that we do have John and Dave, getting all these promotions, getting more privileges over at Lucasfilm, and just taking care of the brand all the more better. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that a lot of fans have been very fed up with the franchise has a lot to do with, of course, Kathleen Kennedy's influence on some of the characters, on some of the storytelling choices, etc. And thankfully we have a lot of things being pretty much fixed and repaired by both John and Dave. It's going to take time, it's going to take a lot of persistence and work and a lot of, man hours being poured into these projects. It's going to take a lot, but that's their goal, is that they want to bring Star Wars back up and running within 3 years minimum. They want to really bring it back to the point where fans are reunited for the most part, and it's not completely divided. Now, the thing about John and Dave is that they have been a lot more talkative and a lot more direct with the fans as of late for the past couple of weeks now, really kind of giving us a lot of teases and hints about where the Mandalorian is heading, and especially what's happening with the Ahsoka Tano series and more. Now that brings us to, of course, the latest of what John and Dave had to say. Now, with FAVREAU and Filoni preparing to make big announcements at Celebration, creators John and Dave have also been busy building the roadmap. However, recently Lucasfilm was able to make a big tease for the end of The Mandalorian and how the series will come to a close. FAVREAU and Filoni, along with other creatives, dropped a number of big hints about the climax. FAVREAU went on to state first by saying the following. So here's the plan. We have Season 4 in the works now. If this becomes wildly successful, my plan is to end the series at a Season 6 that's going to have something big to do with how we roll the series into another big show that's going to evolve the characters and providing some new revelations for Grogu. My plan is to showcase the middle point also of Luke Skywalker's journey, perhaps leading into his late 20s, since I do plan to create some form of a time jump with future Mando episodes. Now, I want to pause here quick for one moment. Now, he's obviously alluding to what we have been talking about, a specific show called Star Wars Mandalore. Now, this was initially labeled as the Bo-Katan series, and it's going to basically be the evolution of The Mandalorian. It's going to combine all your fan-favorite characters in one actual show, and how they're going to be able to divide them up into groups going on separate adventures. I like that, I think it's perfect, but this is the deal by Jon Favreau, is that he's putting it out there that Mando 4, it's going to have a lot of reveals, have a lot of revelations, it's going to have a setup for a climax in case if it doesn't do well, they can end it right then and there. However, if it does prove to be successful, his plan is to end everything with The Mandalorian by Season 6. And you know what? I think that's a perfect number. I'll say the same exact thing for a show out there on Netflix called Cobra Kai. A Season 6 is more than enough. I feel that after a while, a show needs to actually have some kind of end of the road before evolving into something new. So, obviously this show is Star Wars Mandalore. It's going to be the evolution of The Mandalorian, where they can actually do different things and experiment with new, ways of storytelling, you name it. Now, this big tease of his of how The Mandalorian's going to come to a close has a lot to do with revelations related to Grogu, Luke Skywalker's journey to becoming a Jedi Master, and these time jumps. So basically confirming that Mando 3 to Mando 4, it's going to have a significant time jump by a couple of years. And you know what? I think that's what's needed right now. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to cover all of these different scenarios. Now, another reason why they want to do a time jump is that it leaves open stories to tell later down the road. For example, if they ever want to tell some kind of origin story of a specific character between Mando 3 and 4, they could do that. That's why they want to also do time jumps. It leaves them a lot of spaces open for the future if they want to explore new avenues. And I like that as well. So that brings us to the next thing. Now he goes on to say it's about creating eras within eras, and we have so much to explore between episodes 6 and 7. Filoni then chimed in saying, "So I discussed this with John, and yeah, we have a fleshed out idea already on how the series will end. I would like to hint that it's a setup to a new war looming that we are going to tease in Star Wars Ahsoka. We want to create a new conflict that The Mandalorian is only going to set up for the fans. We are going to tease a new big bad at the end of the series, I guess is what I'm trying to tease to the community, but that's all I will actually say, haha." Now, Dave Filoni putting it out there that the end of The Mandalorian is going to tease a new war looming. This, without a doubt, is the inspiration taken from Heir to the Empire. Now, if you guys have not read Heir to the Empire, go ahead and read it, please. It is basically the original sequel trilogy. It's in book form, obviously, it's Legends, but that was literally the original sequel trilogy in Legends, by definition. Go ahead and check it out. It has a lot to do with Thrawn, Joruus C'baoth, and a lot of other villains thrown in there. And I think what Dave Filoni is alluding to, because we have heard that Joruus is going to become canon and will be portrayed in live action in this Mandoverse era, I think that new big bad that he teased there is absolutely C'baoth, without a doubt. It has to be. They already teased, Mount Tantiss in the end of the Bad Batch 2, or should I say Season 1, and the potential of really diving more into that. But there's a lot of things coming our way. John and Dave putting it out there that Mando as a whole is just going to evolve, but it does have an end in, the next couple of years. It all depends on the performance of Mando 4, and whether or not that's going to lead into a 5 and or 6. So, again, like I say, I think that Mando 3 is going to be wildly successful like he believes, and Mando 4 the same. Because we already know that Mando 3 and 4 have been worked on back to back, and it's going to have a similar cinematography, similar budget, and that nice quality-driven material. So, the last thing I want to point out is that John and Dave are truly dedicated to what they are doing. Let's not forget about that. They love what they do. There's no stopping them. They're going to just keep doing what they want to do for the fans, and Kathleen Kennedy can like it or not like it all she wants. Who knows? Obviously, she doesn't like it, so that leaves them with the opportunity to explore avenues to reunite the fandom. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. From night to moon, we hear them moans again.